Hi Booktube, it's Kim at Middle of the Book March. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter one today. I'm going to show you the 20 books that I picked out for the Booktube spin, which was created by Rick MacDonnell, or if you're Canadian, Rick MacDonnell. And I'm not sure which way he prefers to pronounce it, but we'll go with either. The point is, he's going to have a wheel numbered from 1 to 20, corresponding to the piles of 1 to 20 books that we've all gathered. So I've gathered 20 books. They are a combination of fiction and nonfiction, 10 and 10. I don't have them in any particular order, but I have a common theme of red, white, and blue. So they are any combination of red, white, and blue of some sort. And they're all different genres between fiction and nonfiction. So let me show you what I picked out. Book number 1 is Planetfall by Emma Newman. This is a science fiction novel. I believe it's the first in a series. And it's a vision of a world far beyond Earth calling to humanity. I haven't read a science fiction book in a while now. I'm like hankering for science fiction or fantasy. And this has a red spine, so I picked that one up. Book number 2 is The Buried Giant by Kazuo Ishiguro. The Remains of the Day is one of my favorite books of all time. And this is post-Arthurian Britain. The wars that once raged between the Saxons and the Britons have finally ceased. Axel and Beatrice, an elderly British couple, set out to visit their son, whom they haven't seen in years, and because of a strange mist has caused mass amnesia throughout the land, and they can scarcely remember anything about him. I'm really looking forward to reading this one, and it's got gold foil on the cover. The next one, number 3, is Negroland by Margot Jefferson. This is a memoir, and she's a Pulitzer Prize-winning critic. She was born in 1947 in an upper-crust black Chicago. Her father was a doctor, and her mother was a socialite. And she, in this book, is writing about being part of a black family who is privileged, and what that means for her and her family, what that means in society at that time, living in Chicago. So this has been on my shelf for a really long time. And I mean, it was published in 2015. So my next book is Shrill by Lindy West. And I think this is number 4 on my spinner. And this is, again, Lindy West is a blogger and essayist, coming of age in a culture that demands women be small, quiet, and compliant as possible, like a porcelain dove that will also have sex with you. Best-selling author and humorist Lindy West quickly discovered that she was anything but. There is a Hulu show called Shrill, I believe, and I forget her name, and I'm sorry. It's the young woman, long brown curly hair from Saturday Night Live. It's brilliant. I love it. I'm waiting for the next season to come out. The next book is nonfiction. It is The Seaweed Chronicles, A World at the Water's Edge by Susan Hand Shetterly. I saw this book on Heidi's channel from My Reading Life, and it's basically down East Maine and seaweed. It's about seaweed. It's ancient and basic, testament to the tenacious beginnings of life on Earth. She talked deep into the world of this essential organism. It's an immersive book, poetic look at life on the rugged shores of the Gulf of Maine. And this is a cute little stubby book, rather short. I love the colors on this cover, and yeah. The next one is a novel. This is Richard Yates' Revolutionary Road. This was a movie made with Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't remember if it was before or after Titanic. It was published in 1961. I've had it for not that long. I wasn't born then. It was hailed as a masterpiece of realistic fiction and the most evocative portrayal of the opulent desolation of the American suburbs. And it's also discussing the desolation of their marriage and relationship. Next one is, again, nonfiction. This is kind of a humorist, blogger, essayist memoir. This is Let's Pretend This Never Happened, a mostly true memoir by Jenny Lawson. And she is called the Bloggess online. When she was little, all she ever wanted was to fit in. That dream was cut short by her fantastically unbalanced father and a morbidly eccentric childhood. She says it opened up an opportunity for Lawson to find the humor in the strange shame spiral that is her life. She discusses, obviously, her life, mental illness, anxiety, a bunch of other things. And I'm really looking forward to reading something like this. The next one is a novel. It's a gorgeous novel, The Last Romantics by Tara Conklin. Look at this. It's a paperback, pretty floppy, deckled edges, French flaps, and foil on the cover. It's got foil. It is a captivating novel about our most precious and dangerous attachment, family. Sweeping yet intimate family epic. It's an exploration of the ties that bind us together. It's a novel that pierces the heart and lingers in the mind. Beautiful meditation on the power of stories. When the renowned writer Fiona Skinner is asked about the inspiration behind her iconic work, The Love Poem, she tells her audience a story about her family and a betrayal that reverberates through time. Yeah. She also wrote The House Girl. The next one is a memoir. It is called Made by Stephanie Land. I've had this for a while too. Hard work, low pay, and a mother's will to survive. I've been dying to read this one for a while. It's basically her story of being a single mother, working a job as a maid, minimum wage, barely squeaking by, what she does to get out of that situation and how she rises above it. Really good. I mean, that made the rounds in my book group of a lot of conversation. We haven't picked it yet, but probably. La Rose by Louise Erdrich, another novel. North Dakota, late summer 1999. Landro Iron stalks a deer along the edge of the property bordering his own. He shoots with easy confidence, but when the buck springs away, Landro realizes he's hit something else. A blur he saw as he squeezed the trigger. When he staggers closer, he realizes he has killed his neighbor's 5-year-old son, Dusty Ravitch. I love her writing. She's a Native American author. Really enjoy, and she's fairly prolific. So the next one, this is number 11, really doesn't need much introduction. This is Barack Obama, Dreams of My Father. I have his newest memoir, A Promised Land, over in my corner over there. I'm trying to figure out when I can get to that one, but I found this one and really wanted to read it. So that's in my pile for number 11. This is one of the ones I've had on my shelf for such a long time. This book was published, again, such a long time. This book was published in 2015. This is The Sympathizer by Viet Thanh Nguyen. Again, it's been around for a while. It's the winner of the 2016 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction. It's a breakthrough novel, pace and suspense of a thriller, and prose that has been compared to Graham Greene and Saul Bellow. It's a sweeping epic of love and betrayal. The narrator, a communist double agent, is a man of two minds, half French, half Vietnamese army captain, who arranges to come to America after the fall of Saigon, and while building a new life with other Vietnamese refugees, is secretly reporting back to his communist superiors in Vietnam. I've had this for a while, and it's like one of those books that I love the aesthetics of it, and I also got it in Kindle. I've got it in all different forms. Haven't picked it up yet. Really, really, really want to do that. The next one is Commonwealth by Ann Patchett. Why have I not read these books? I don't know. This one was published in 2016. This is the story of a Sunday afternoon party. Bert Cousins shows up at Franny Keating's christening party uninvited. Before evening falls, he has kissed Franny's mother, Beverly, thus setting in motion the dissolution of their marriages and the joining of two families. Ann Patchett, I read Bel Canto a while ago, and I've heard mixed reviews about her. I've got a couple other of her books, so I thought I'd try this one. Bel Canto was not really that much of a hit for me, but I'll try that one and see how it goes. This one is fascinating. It's nonfiction. The Butchering Art by Lindsay Fitzharris. Joseph Lister's quest to transform the grisly world of Victorian medicine. Look at that picture on the cover. It's basically what it sounds like. Joseph Lister discovering germ warfare. Yeah, Lister as in Listerine. This one is a novel by Ann Tyler, Redhead by the Side of the Road, which was, I think it was longlisted, or it was on the Booker Prize long list. I don't remember if it made the short list. I think it did. You have to wonder what goes through the mind of a man like Micah Mortimer. Does he ever stop to consider his life? The meaning of it, the point, does it trouble him to think he will probably spend his next 30 or 40 years this way? This is a man who likes order, likes to be alone. He seems to have possibly an autism disorder or a social disorder. This is a very slim novel that I've had for a little bit. This one is nonfiction. It was included in the Booktube Prize last year. Rachel Louise Snyder's No Visible Bruises, What We Don't Know About Domestic Violence Can Kill Us. A really raw and important topic in this book, and this was a big hit for several other booktubers who I saw that reviewed it. And yeah, the next one is The Little Red Chairs by Edna O'Brien. This is a novel. It's a novel about one woman's struggle to reclaim a life shattered by betrayal. One night in the dead of winter, a mysterious stranger arrives in the small Irish town of Clunoila. Broodingly handsome, worldly, and charismatic, Dr. Vladimir Dragon is a poet, a self-proclaimed holistic healer, and a welcome disruption to the monotony of village life. Before long, the beautiful black-haired Fidelma McBride falls under his spell and, defying the shackles of wedlock and conventions, turns to him to cure her of her deepest pains. If you read a novel set in Ireland, in an Irish village, and you're an Irish writer, I'm going to pick it up. So, this one is number 18, I think. This is a memoir. Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. I don't have to describe this one. This has been all over Booktube. Rave reviews. He is a late-night talk show host and a comic, but this is not really a comic book. Talking about his life and his childhood in South Africa, where his birth was a crime. This book, this is one of the books I've had on my shelf forever. This one was published in 2015. I say forever, but some of these books that I've had for a while have only been on my shelf for 5 years, so maybe I was over-exaggerating. Leslie Perry's The Church of Marvels. I hope that didn't stop my filming because my battery low went on. So let's get this rolling. The Church of Marvels. It's a first novel set in vibrant, tumultuous turn-of-the-century New York City where the lives of 4 outsiders become entwined, bringing irrevocable change to them all. Set in New York in 1895. Sylvan Threadgill, a night soiler cleaning out the privies behind the tenement houses, finds an abandoned newborn baby in the muck. An orphan himself, he rescues the child, determined to find where she belongs. And the last one, nonfiction, Rebecca Treister's Good and Mad, The Revolutionary Power of Women's Anger. Do I have to describe this one? Gender issues and sexuality issues, women's anger. I mean, 2018, it may feel as if women's anger has suddenly erupted into the public conversation, but long before the Women's March and Me Too, women's anger had been a nation-shaping force, as politically problematic as it had been politically catalytic, and I'm dying to read this. Look at the end papers. I love it when they get creative with those. Those are my 20 books. This is number 20. So we'll see what Rick spins. He's going to post a video on the 31st. I think he's spinning and posting the number on January 31st. And so once he posts that number, we're going to figure out, based on our piles, which book we're going to read in February and March. Hope you guys think this is fun. Let me know if you've already read any of these books, and don't give me any spoilers, but tell me what you think and which number you hope he lands on. I'm going to post my picture again of all the books so you can see them 1 to 20, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.